Woo! Thank you all for being here today, you lovely beings of light. So my name is Jerri Bowen, and I am thrilled to be here today. This month, we've been studying Christianity, so my talk today, I'm going to incorporate a few Bible stories and how I've experienced the fear of Daniel in the lion's den, David and Goliath, where you might know I didn't get the role of Goliath. I also relate to Noah. Noah is my guy. He was just trying to keep his head above water. He was the caregiver of all caregivers. He felt responsible to save the world. He built an ark. He protected his family and invited 2 of every species to come on board. In my life, I've felt the burden of being in charge, believing that it was all mine to do. And I have struggled many times just to stay afloat. But with the application of this teaching, I know that I am never alone and that I have the power within me to do the necessary easily and effortlessly. I have also experienced the gift of the prodigal son, a character in the parable that Jesus taught us to illustrate how generous God is. No matter what we do or how foolish we look or how long it takes us to come back, God is always here, waiting for our return. I want to share a bit of my background so you can better understand my relationship to these and other Bible stories. I was born in 1940. Yes, you heard me. There was a 1940. I was raised in a small town in Texas where most of the people in the town were my people. At the end of 1949, my family moved to the Bay Area, a cultural shock, but I soon adapted to the city life. I graduated high school in 1958 and went on to San Jose State. This past September, I helped plan and attended my 60th high school reunion. 60 years later, we still look into our friends' eyes and see the teenager that will live in our hearts forever. We danced the night away, just as we did when we were 16. We choose to grow onward rather than grow older. My greatest joy is my family and my friends. Being a friend is perhaps my greatest trait. It's a forever commitment for me. I will always see the truth in you, and I will turn the light on when there is darkness. I will remember even when you forget. I met my husband Ron in 1962. We were married on July 11th, 1964. 7/11 was a powerful, lucky number for us. We shared 52 years and 11 months together when Ron made his transition in June 2017. We have 2 amazing sons, John and Mark, and 2 brilliant grandsons, Sam and Joey. I still live in the same house on Wellington Place that we bought in 1965. There were 55 kids on the 18-house cul-de-sac that attended the local grammar school. We were more than neighbors. We were and still are a powerful family. Wellington Place, to me, had the magic of Disneyland, but the rides were big wheels, green machines, tricycles, and bikes. We celebrated together with Sunday night suppers, 4th of July parties, and over 40 years ago, we created our annual Christmas light event where we join together, paint colorful figurines and lots of lights, and collect money for charities. It takes a village to pull it off, and we are the villagers. Thousands of people come to enjoy the magic of Christmas on Wellington Place and the surrounding area. But all of this joy, my dear friends, did not come without major challenges. Ron and I were married only 2 months when he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. We were thrown into the lion's den without warning. The lions roared, but like with Daniel, they did not consume us. The Bible tells us that Daniel was a man of great faith, and he prayed 3 times a day, every day. When he was tossed in with the lions, he turned his back on them until fear dissolved into love. There was only love right there. My faith was oftentimes only the size of a mustard seed. But as Jesus told us, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible. I clung to those words, and we continued to defy doctors, and we moved mountains. We lived with the diagnosis throughout Ron's life. We found ourselves in the lion's den many times, but we never gave the diagnosis the power to overcome our love. Ernest Holmes reminds us that we never need to deny the fact in order to affirm the truth. We would move from Daniel to David. We faced Goliath many times, and often the giants that we faced appeared to be bigger than we would be able to fight. He went from crutches to manual wheelchair to motorized wheelchair to being bedridden for over 12 years. He suffered 2 devastating strokes and was unable to move any part of his body on his own. But he had an incredible will to live. Ron would say, my life doesn't look great to most people, but it works for me because I get to be here. Our slingshot was knowing that it was not about how small you feel or how big the problem appears to be. It's knowing that our strength is within. We struggled on many occasions to move from fear into love. It was not that we ever believed that we were not loved, but sometimes it felt like we had lost our connection to the experience of love. But we had just gone offline because love cannot be lost. Even though I'm not a techie, I know that Control-Alt-Delete can resolve computer problems when it's stuck. But in my daily life, in this human bodysuit, I need only remember the words, come back, Jerri. Come back to the love that you already are. Some of you might be wondering, shouldn't you be telling the story of Moses wandering in the desert with the Israelites for 40 years, experiencing plagues, famine, and pestilence while searching for the promised land? But no, that's not our story. Because while our years together sound hard, we were in the promised land the entire time. Our faith in God was unfailing, and we had each other. Together, and by the grace of God, we moved mountains. Our story was full of love and laughter and overflowing with family and friends. And when I see all of you people and see the ones that you love, it makes my heart sing. Because while I miss Ron's presence, I have the presence that he left behind, and better still, that he continues to reveal to me, reminding me that his love is right here. Maya Angelou told us, while we may encounter many defeats, we must not be defeated. She went on to say, please remember that your difficulties do not define you. They simply strengthen your ability to overcome. So in closing, let me sum up my message. Noah, Daniel, David, and Moses' stories give us a powerful lesson that whatever challenges we face, love is right where we are. The stories remind us that we have the power within us that can overcome every obstacle of our life and set us free. Love cannot be destroyed. However, it can be ignored. Denying love is our only problem. Embracing love is the answer. Through the power of love, we can let go of the past and begin again at any moment, all the time. Love heals, love forgives, love makes us whole. No matter what you're facing or how big your problem appears, there is always an answer, because we live, move, and have our being in the mind of God. My friends, we are in the promised land. We have the power within us right here to call out the answer to any problem and let the beautiful be revealed. Love is the answer. Let it be your way.